Hi Liz, my name is Jody Flowers. It's nice to meet you. Looking at these three standards, starting in the third grade with the Literacy Standard 3, we're describing characters and how they change throughout a story, looking at how they behave, the actions, how they react to the sequence of events in a story. That same language carries down to the sixth grade, where you have kind of a different shift. You start looking at the plot or the events of a story and the way that characters respond and change based on the events of a story. Essentially, teaching the interaction between characters move the plot, and as the plot moves, characters change with it. Finally, in the ninth grade, you're going to have a more complex character who's he or she's going to be dealing with multiple ideas, complex issues, more of a slice into life of how they behave so that it sets up a universal theme or universal truth that the literary piece is trying to express through the entire piece. So in the third grade level, you're going to want to let the kids understand that stories don't really progress without the characters behaving like a real person. So they talk, they think, they interact with others. A lot of times you're going to make sure that the students understands that there are certain actions and words make the character come alive, and they are responding to the stimuli within a story or the plot. One thing that you'd want them to do is a little something based on cause and effect. When this happens in the story, the character reacts a certain way, or the character's reaction or decision making makes the plot move in a certain direction. Another element that you would want to see at the grade level 3 is they predict what will happen next. What decision will the character have to make based on the movement of the plot? You'll want to see because this happened in the plot, predict which character or how the character is going to behave based on that change. A misconception a lot of times at this level is that third graders don't realize that characters represent real people. They have the believable characteristics of real people. So they think, they talk, they interact, they have mood changes. Outside factors influence the way they feel. So they want to basically go through that. Characters are revealed through the way they talk, the way they behave, and the way they react to certain changes within a plot. For the sixth grade, you're looking at little slices of life. You're looking at the sequence of events of a plot, or necessarily, or maybe even introduce a drama at this point, and how the character responds to those environmental changes within a plot. And really, the change in a character at the beginning of a story to the end of the story. Misconceptions here is that sometimes you teach that not all characters change. That's not necessarily true. Most characters do change, or at least their motivations change throughout a story. So you're going to look at a growth chart marking here's one character to the next and how they change throughout the story. Reaction charts to did you think this character reacted the right way or the wrong way? And you're going to add that predictions element as well. For the ninth grade, you're moving into a more abstract area with theme. Looking at universal truths and how the characters react to and establish universal themes. So you're going to look at the believability of a character because they're more complex. They're dealing with a lot more emotion, and their characteristics might be more indirect versus direct. That's where some misconceptions come in. A lot of times at this level, you'll see a lot of charts where a character will fit nicely into they're either static or round or dynamic or flat characters, and not all characters fit into those because they're constantly changing. So good way to do this is to take quotes from the character and how that associates to the theme of the story and how that elicits some sort of response from the reader, so that they're seeing that the nature of the character also represents their own human condition and their own nature as well for that complex character. This is a small snippet of how these standards progress. I hope that I've been clear, and I look forward to talking to you. Thank you.